Today's pregame highlight comes courtesy of my team series. It's how the game I decided not to upload. Gary Payne catches not one, but two defenders off guard with a double switch move. Now let's see that again, folks. Kyrie Irving gets lost in the sauce with the double cross, and then when the help from LaMarcus Aldridge comes in, he does a switch layup. What do you do about that? So before we get into the topic, let me give you a little background on this gameplay. I'm playing against a guy named Yearns35, and he has no gold players at all. Just emeralds, rubies, silver, and sapphires. So this should be interesting. This game was originally titled Adversity because you'll see that I deal with a lot of adversity in this game. Like, this guy was not making it easy. Sure, I got the first shot wide open, I missed it, but he just goes on a run, and it just you guys got to see whether I can even come back or whether this game's gonna be a classic or who knows. You know, every once in a while I like to switch it up, so you just gotta watch, you never know. Anyway, I want to talk to you guys about the topic at hand, the video title, which you guys have seen the thumbnail by now. So the 1-3-1 zone is not going to be making a return to NBA 2K15. Or at least not the online game modes, I'd assume. So the other night, I was in a late night live stream held by LD2K. And blocks are momentum shifters, blocks and dunks, so pay attention to that. But LD2K was playing my career. And I mean late night live stream. It was like 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have no idea why I was up that late, but, you know, it's a good thing at the end. Before he got bored with us and started, I think, talking to his dog, he was actually shedding some light on some NBA 2K15 news. One thing that he mentioned that just stuck out like a sore thumb was the 1-3-1 zone will not be making a return to NBA 2K15. He said that while he was actually talking to NBA people such as Doc Rivers and other analysts and players and things like that, they were talking about the 1-3-1 zone, and I believe that he was saying that it was not a real, it doesn't happen really. And whenever you even search for 1-3-1 zone, the only time you really ever see it is either internationally or in college, so it's probably a good thing that it's gone. Well, actually, no. I may not be a big fan of it, but I feel like it was blown way out of proportion. People complain way too much. People think that, first off, if a person's not playing on-ball D, then who are you to complain about how another person had their computer set up? People think it's to the point where, oh, you only won because you were using the 1-3-1. But the thing is, the 1-3-1 can be broken by three-point shooters, and that's pretty much what everybody does inside the online My Team community. And also, explain to me this. What happens if we both use the 1-3-1? Does that mean that we're going to tie? Are we going to have a 5 overtime game because the computer's defense is just so unstoppable because of the 1-3-1 zone that it's to the point where we're going to be at stalemate? Like, I don't understand it. It's an excuse. It is an excuse. And the reason why I say that is because when you play in the higher seeds, I've always said that the highest seeds are filled with the cheesiest players. They're not filled with the guys who are like just super skilled. It's like either the guys who have the most money with the cheesiest strategy that have worked for them the longest, because the most consecutive amount of times, or it's going to be a situation where you're playing against a person who is probably just doing challenges at this point. I've been in the first seed since about December, late December, early January. I know it was around the time when the servers were messed up. But when I was playing in the first seed, only thing I really see is people doing anything it took to win. Like, I've uploaded plenty of games where people are playing players out of position, or they have one strategy and they're trying to abuse this or that or the other. Along with that is constant 1-3-1 and off-ball, or constant double teams, half-court traps, things like that. But there's only one reason why I can understand why people do that. If you're not in that high seed yet, then you might do that just because the cost of losing is so high. You have to win 9 out of 12. Either you have to be good or you got to get lucky. Either one. So people do whatever it takes to either get there or to stay there. Along with that is the 1-3-1. My big problem with the 1-3-1 is that it broke up plays last year and this year. Like, when a person goes into the 1-3-1 zone and your guy has to go around a few screens and things like that, if a guy doesn't match up correctly and he can't go around the screen because one person's standing still and your screen is not screening anybody, the play just drops and you lose half the time in the play. And it's like automatically playing defense it shouldn't be playing. Also, we already know about how fast the rotations can be with the computers. But I already made a video talking about stop complaining about cheese last year because, like this guy, if you try to do the same thing, somebody can adjust and figure you out. The 1-3-1 wasn't the problem, it was just the effectiveness of the 1-3-1. Because like I said, you can't have two guys running the same zone and expect to win the game. Now, if you want to actually know what is cheesy, it's this right here. After the jump ball, he saves it, I get it, and I do a standing dunk, ball clears the net, bounces off of him, I get no points, but at least I get the ball back. If I lose by 2, remember that moment right there. But as you can see, he went on a quick run to start this game off, and then I figured him out, and we're breaking away at everything he likes to do. He doesn't know what to do at this point. At least his threes are still going for him. But now I would like to know what's your opinion on the removal of the 1-3-1 zone, how it's going to change the game for you. Did you rely on it? Did you use it? Did you hate dealing with it? What was the exact reason why you didn't like it? There was times I would switch in and out of it, like if a person likes to run like a lineup with no three-point shooters because they think they're going to have old school Jordan with Dr. J and, I don't know, Rudy Gay, whatever at their starting lineup, I'm going to keep you outside as long as possible. So it was kind of useful then, but it's a zone. You jump in and out of it. You don't rely on it. Only college teams do that. No NBA team runs a zone the entire way. The most we've ever seen a zone win a championship was the shifting man zone that Dallas used against the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals for 2012. Whoops, I mean 2011. Maybe in 2012, if Oklahoma City would have did that, they wouldn't have got so many fouls. Oh my goodness, Shawn Kemp. Shawn Kemp is turning up. He's got a few dunks. He's got a few blocks. This guy, he's playing defense on the perimeter right now. I like Shawn Kemp. And now Shawn Kemp has the ball going up court. Instead of taking it, he dishes it off to Michael Jordan. Jordan almost jumped over Paul George. Jordan comes off the bench and they never know what to do about that. And this guy's getting a little predictable, so I pulled off of him, put Shawn Kemp on him at the perimeter again. We stopped the bucket. Now we're going back up court. Kevin Durant is 8 for 20. He got hot early, but then he cooled off inside a nasty, horrible way. Jordan just sizing up his opponent, just playing with Damian Lillard. Turns him around, swish! Michael Jordan with the dagger! Just under 2 minutes to go and we're shooting 80% for the game. He doesn't know what to do. He's down by 17, so he pulled the plug.